Well, it is a beautiful spring day at Beauty and the Beast stables in Longhorns. Today we are going to be branding cattle. So wanted to show you kind of how we do it. So I know there's a lot of different videos on there, but we basically have our new cows coming in here in the pen. So we have 3 that we're going to be branding today. These 2 cuties and this other one that we already have pinned in. So don't leave her in there for an extended amount of time, but I kind of wanted to give you an overview of what you need. So the key items that you need are a cooler to bring your dry ice from the store. We use dry ice. You can also use liquid nitrogen. For us, dry ice works well. You're also going to need, you can use gasoline, you can use alcohol, acetone. People use a lot of different things. We're using gasoline, and then with dry ice. So as you see here, you can see it kind of bubbling up. They're almost to the point where they're cold enough. And so what we did was we took gasoline, put it in a bucket. You can use a cooler. Don't use styrofoam cooler though if you're using gasoline, because the styrofoam will dissolve because of the gasoline. So, but you can use any other regular cooler. If you use alcohol, you can use styrofoam. So you can use this kind of alcohol. You can buy it in a gallon. It needs to be 99% to 100%, and it quickly absorbs moisture. So we're in Texas, and so because Texas has such high humidity, we go through, it absorbs very quickly. So you'll want to have a bottle of that inside a sprayer, because you're going to spray the cow before and after the brand is applied. You're going to want smart water, or any kind of water that you like to drink, and that's really for you because it is hot. You're going to want a pair of gloves, because the freeze brand irons are going to be so cold, you'll burn your hands if you don't have them. And you also want a set of surgical blades on some clippers. So we have 2 models. We have a cordless, and then we also have a corded. So you can probably hear the generator in the background. That's running so that we can have use the corded. But cordless does work as well. It's just they can run out kind of quick if you're doing a lot of cattle. And the other item you're going to want is a hammer, and so you'll use the hammer to break up the dry ice. I always buy 2 packets. I buy one that I'm going to completely crush up, and then I buy another one that I just kind of hit once and break into like 4 sections and then put in. As you can see, what's left in here, after this has been going for about 20 minutes now, to get the brand irons cold enough. And so it dissolves very quickly. Then you also want your cover. So we have a 10 by 10 cover that we use just because it's so hot. Plus you want to keep the freeze brand irons out of the cold. Alright, so we're going to start with our first one, and we are going to shave her, and then we'll start applying the brand.
Now we're going to go ahead and get a cow into the doobie chute. If you look over here, you have a door to go in. I'm going to have Matt stand right here at this door so no cows come out. I'm going to open this back up again. My second cow. Now these are small cows, so I could get behind them, but it's probably not smart for me at the moment. And the little brown one, she likes to kick a little. So I'm going to go around here. Go ahead and push in. Whomever will go in.
There comes one of them. So then as she walks in, we'll close the door. And you can see there that it kind of lifts up and goes. And as you push in, you're going to make it tighter and tighter. So you want to capture it so that it's as far back as possible. Now you want it to go in so that it's so tight that it's really holding their ribs, so they can't have much movement. These doobie chutes are perfect if you have Longhorns, because it traps them in so they can't move. And even if you have horns that are really long, it works. You're easily able to do what you need to do in these kind of chutes. All right, so as you can see, she's all the way back. She can't go forward anymore because of how tight it is up here. And so she's in there very tight. They have a little poop tray, because a lot of times when you brand them, they get scared and they poop. So that'll catch their poo, and then you clean it off at the end of the day. But there's different parts that you can pop down based on what work you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a shot or branding, so you can make sure that you're only accessing that area you need to access. So Sarah's brushing off any dirt and also calming her down in the process. And then the shaving will begin. As I showed you earlier, we do have the 2 shavers. That's because both of us kind of shave together to try to speed up the process. So we are going to shave her now. And so we're going to be applying 2 numbers today, and then also our Beauty and the Beast brand. So it's a pretty big area that we'll need to shave. It's best if you do it early in summer like now, because as summer progresses, they're not going to have any hair over it, so they could get sunburns on them. So as you can see, Sarah is clearing the area. So the number system that we use is the year of birth will be the lower number. So this cow is how many months old?
She's 8 months old.
8 months. Brand is pretty large. We hold off until they're a bit older. Even now, we prefer like 10 months, but she's a good size that we'll be able to get a good brand on her.
One of the fun things about shaving with Longhorns, if you ever decide to purchase Longhorns, you can see here her different colors are coming out. So she's still a little baby. She's still shedding out her baby fur, but I can already start to see that she's going to have a lot more coloring that maybe isn't presenting itself. It's always fun with Longhorns. So you can see here this had more of a unique pattern.
So we use 3-inch brass members, and I'll show you one of those. The brass is preferred. It does a lot better freeze brand. I'll show you one here you can see on the camera. This is a number 1. It's kind of dirty. It was laying in the back of the gator for a second as it cooled down. But they do really well. They always show up. Our brand is a custom brand, and it couldn't be done that way, unfortunately. So you can see there, that's your traditional steel brand. But it can be used, we kind of have it's set so they can be used for a fire brand or freeze brand. We only use the fire brand though for doing like poles or wood around the ranch.
So since she's a baby and she still has her baby fur, even though I'm not going to brand over here, I kind of clear it out of the way just because her hair's so fuzzy compared to a 1 or 1.5 year old cow.
So when you're shearing, you want to have a pair of surgical shears, which they don't come on when you buy them, but you can buy an extra set and change them out. And so you'll want to do that so it gets very, very close to the skin. We also go both ways, like a kind of a cross pattern. That it's ideal that you get as close as possible for the freeze brand to make a good mark and be readable later. Now that the shaving is finished, Sarah's coming over here and she's spraying it with the alcohol. Remember, that's 99% alcohol in a bottle, so that will clean any loose hair from the area. She's also going to wipe it so it's clean of any hair, and also make a good clean surface for us to apply the brand. We'll also spray it immediately before we apply the brand, and the reason for that is that alcohol, when it meets and connects with the branding iron, will make it even colder and increase the likelihood that your freeze brand will show up. So here we are going now, and Sarah, as you can see, they're ready. The ice is kind of crystallized above the brand, and she's going to brand the cow. It's going to jump a little bit initially, but then all the nerves will kind of stop. So yeah. All right. Similar to a fire brand, or if you have ever had a tattoo go. All right, she's about to go, and she does have her gloves on.
90 seconds.
And she's going to do this for 90 seconds because of the white fur. So sometimes 60 seconds will do. We found with the Longhorns, 90 seconds is a little bit better. All right, go.
One of the important things is that you move it around. See, she felt it now. Feels it. It'll deaden in a second. You have to move it, especially if it's a large brand, or you won't get it all on there.
And ours is really large compared to most people's brands, but it was important to us to have something that really spoke to us and our ranch. So we have the Beauty and the Beast flowers with the BB beside it. So she's pressing and putting approximately like 50 pounds of weight into the brand, and then she's rotating that back and forth. And it's important that you get, there isn't any movement, that the brand stays in the same spot throughout the branding process. Otherwise it won't be a good set. So when they're white like this, the reason we keep them on so long for that 90 seconds is because of the fact that we need no hair to grow in that spot, because otherwise it would grow white, which she's already white, and so that wouldn't be beneficial at all.
How much time's left?
About 20 seconds.
So the reason I asked for a check on time is just to make sure you get those last little edges. She moved around a whole lot and she wasn't very firm, so the middle's definitely going to turn out, but the sides may not.
And so what you'll see after this, within a few minutes, it'll swell up just like a burn would, and you'll see it pretty distinctly. And then after a couple weeks, it'll kind of scab over, and then it'll fall off, but it's much less painful than traditional fire branding. And as you can see, the branding iron itself has cooled down significantly, so we'll put it back in there for about 5 minutes. It won't need the full 20 minutes like it originally took. All right, we are now at 90 seconds.
There you go.
And you can see there the brand, and it's pretty distinctive. It'll get even more distinctive as time goes by. But it's also a good time if you want to do this and also do your other treatments such as the shots or dewormers. And so we're going to do dewormer as well. So we're going to stop the video for a second, and then that process is just repeated for our other two. And then for our numbers, we put the numbers right below there.
Right here and right here.
So and we'll probably have to shave just a hair bit more down. So and that's the process. All right, then once the brand is complete, then it's a simple matter of just letting them out. So we have finished branding and applying fly treatment and dewormer to this calf. So Sarah is going to simply pull up on the string. Sometimes you got to push forward just a little bit because they're in pretty tight, and then you just open it up and they walk right out. And that's the one of the great conveniences of the Doobie Chute. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we look forward to our next how-to video here at Beauty and the Beast Stables and Longhorns.